Hello there guys, what is going on? Southern Chelsea back here again for another video, mostly talking news and mostly about goalkeepers and a potential replacement for Kepa this summer at Stamford Bridge. But before we get into any of that, I want to ask you guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Also, do me a favor by hitting that like button if you're enjoying the content, because it helps out the channel as well. Getting into today's news, it's all about goalkeepers, potential replacements for Kepa this summer. We've heard reports in recent weeks not only about Frank Lampard doubting Kepa. Chelsea may be looking to loan Kepa this summer to a Spanish club, but Chelsea would need to pay a portion of his wages because they are so high for a Spanish club. Would a Spanish club come in for him this summer? That's, I think, a big part of this deal. But then, of course, rumours about who potentially Chelsea could have as their first choice goalkeeper next season. Firstly, was this crazy rumour, in my opinion, by John Cross in the Mirror about Jan Oblak, one of the best keepers in the world. Sort of this player plus cash deal for Oblak, with Kepa going the other way to Atletico Madrid and Oblak coming to Stamford Bridge. Firstly, I think this is an unrealistic deal. I just cannot see it happening. It sounded so almost farcical to me, and very rarely do you see swap deals of this magnitude. For a player of Oblak's ability, I think you'd have to pay up front, and especially for Kepa's form. I know some people have argued about Atletico's maybe financial problems in the current time, but I just cannot see this deal happening at all. And I think based on players like Kai Havertz, I think Kai Havertz for me is a good barometer of how much Chelsea are going to spend this summer. I don't see Chelsea buying Havertz, buying Oblak, buying other big players. It's just not all going to happen in one summer. Yes, Chelsea are looking to spend big this summer. I just think you've got to be realistic of the targets Chelsea are actually going to get, and also where this news is coming from. Because compared to John Cross in the Mirror, I trust a lot more David Ornstein from The Athletic, which I think is really interesting in his report and column on Monday, which was about Andre Onana, another big target for Chelsea. The Chelsea are monitoring Onana as doubts remain over Kepa's future. Ornstein writes that it is believed that Ajax number one Onana sits high among their options. The 24-year-old will be available for a fee of around 30 million. The Athletic's Dermot Conragan reports significantly less than the 80 million Chelsea paid to take Kepa from Athletic Bilbao in July 2018. The asking price for Kepa and his salary are likely to be the biggest stumbling blocks to any potential deal to take the Spaniard away from West London. It is understood there has been regular contact in recent months between Chelsea and Onana's representatives, with the player understood to be attracted by the idea of joining manager Frank Lampard's squad as he seeks to build a side packed with youth and equipped to challenge for trophies in the coming years. It is also understood that Lampard is an admirer of Dean Henderson, who is impressed this season on loan at Sheffield United from Manchester United. I wouldn't rule out Dean Henderson for the simple reason that I think Man United may be getting into a situation Chelsea had years back with Thibaut Courtois and Petr Cech. A similar scenario where we loaned out, of course, Thibaut Courtois to Atletico Madrid. Courtois was growing, getting better and better, playing in a Champions League final. Of course, a very different level to Dean Henderson at the moment. But I think it got to a stage where, of course, Courtois basically made it clear, and I think Chelsea knew they had to bring Courtois back or they were going to lose him that summer. So really, I think it could be a similar situation with Dean Henderson, especially how well Sheffield United are doing. And if Man United want to keep David De Gea for another few years, I think it's going to get to a point maybe where Dean Henderson thinks to himself, I'm going to have to leave. I'm not going to get the chance. I can't waste many more years. I want to be in the prime of my career at a top club. And if I've got that ability, Chelsea may be an option. Whether Man United be willing to deal with Chelsea at the moment, that's another point. But I think maybe that's why Chelsea feel there is a potential to sign Dean Henderson this year. He's been very impressive for Sheffield United. Still a young keeper, getting better, growing in the Premier League, and potentially could do a job for us. Andre Onana, on the other hand, I think it would be a quality signing. I think in terms of realistic options you could get this summer that aren't astronomical fees, I think Onana's maybe the best option. Of course, we saw Onana firsthand against us in the Champions League for Ajax. Of course, Chelsea already doing good business with Ajax, getting Hakim Ziyech. That could maybe help in the deal. Ziyech convincing his former teammate to join him at Stamford Bridge this summer. As I've seen with scouting reports and also people's opinions on Onana who watch him on a regular basis, impressed by him, impressed with his passing ability as well, playing in a progressive side. That could help Chelsea in the sense of losing Kepa. There is that worry of having a keeper that can pass out from the back, and maybe Onana could add that as well. But of course, dominating the area as well as centre back, we need a keeper who's going to dominate our area. I think that's what Kepa lacks, just that confidence as well. that maybe Onana could bring that Kepa just doesn't have at the moment and doesn't seem to be improving on week by week. I feel with a lot of moves, things have to happen. And I think firstly, Kepa, I cannot see Kepa being sold permanently this summer. I think for the high fee, for his form, the doubts, clubs potentially this summer not being able to spend as much, most likely back to the Liga. He spends that season there. We potentially bring in a player like Onana to become first choice. And then maybe next season, Chelsea will sell Kepa permanently if the situation is better financially for some clubs, if there is a willing taker there. I mean, Chelsea, I think, are almost guaranteed a loss on Kepa at this point if his form doesn't drastically improve. Of course, something ridiculous could happen. Kepa could still be Chelsea goalkeeper next year. I think that potentially could be down to, players coming in, players availability. Chelsea maybe looking to spend more in centre-back area and left-back and other areas in the squad to improve, and they just miss out on a goalkeeper this summer and instead wait to spend big on a goalkeeper next summer potentially. That could happen as well. Onana does interest me as a player, and I did suggest him in my transfer video way back, but it does look more like he's going to be a replacement potentially for Kepa rather than competition for him in the first team squad. Please let me know your opinions. Do you believe anything in that Oblak rumour? And also Dean Henderson, do you think that could be an option for Chelsea in the long term? Please let me know in the comments below. But that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch it. If you did enjoy it, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Follow me on Twitter @SonOfChelsea. Have a great day, and I'll see you again.